Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. We are still in the Ravnica City of Guilds set, our first deep dive into the Ravnica plane. And I didn't mention this in the last video of the Chorus of the Conclave, but after this set is done, I'm going to play around with some things. I've already adjusted my tier list because the last couple of sets have all been like S tier fantastic cards. And I have this little feeling that it's pretty much going to be very high-powered commanders or very low-powered commanders for the next couple of sets. So we'll just see what happens, but I've made an adjustment to the tier list just to see what happens. Also, I might try and shorten these videos even a little bit more. I would love to hear you guys' feedback on the deck ideas. I might be going down to just one deck idea, because if you want to build around what's popular on the internet, you can just hop on the internet and build that fun deck idea from EDHREC or from Tapped Out. However, I might focus on just doing the rules for the commander and a weird, janky, fun build around that might not be found easily on the internet, just to kind of spice it up. And then if you guys want to do something more popular, you can just hop on EDHREC. I will mention EDHREC still, as well as Tapped Out and other websites that are great resources to find fun deck builds with. But I might try and shorten the videos down a little bit more because I want to make more videos for you guys. So, without further ado, let's talk about Circu Dimir Lobotomist, who is a legendary human wizard. It's got a power and toughness of 2, 3, and a mana value of 4. 2 generic, 1 blue, 1 black. And then it has 3 lines of text, 2 triggered abilities, and 1 static ability. Yeah, 1 static ability. So the first triggered ability, whenever you cast a blue spell, exile the top card of target player's library. Second triggered ability, whenever you cast a black spell, exile the top card of target player's library. And then finally a static ability, your opponents can't cast spells with the same name as a card exiled with Circu. So, a couple things to note real quick. There's no rulings for this commander, but just a couple things to bear in mind when you're playing or building around this commander. Starting from top to bottom, if you are talking about multicolored spells, like Circu is, it's blue and black in its casting cost, so it is a blue-black Dimir card. If you are casting a spell that is both blue and black, that also includes hybrid mana symbols, that card is both blue and black, right? So it will trigger both of these first lines of texts of Circu. So you can mill 2 cards from a single targeted player, or you can mill for the blue half of the card, 1 target player, and then mill the other another player for the black half of the card. Right? Makes sense to everyone? If you're playing Circu in a 3-color deck, like in the 99, let's say it's like gold, Sultai, so you have green added in there, and you play a Sultai card, you'll still only exile the top 2 cards of up to 2, target players' libraries because of the blue and the black. You won't get anything for the green. But really awesome, you'll be able to double the value of Circu's ability every time you play a multicolored blue and black spell. If you just cast one mono blue or a mono black spell, it makes sense. You get it. Lastly, the third line of text really has no relevance in Commander, unless you're going up against someone who has like a deck can have any number of blank card. That's really the only time that last line of text has any influence, because this is a singleton format. So bear that in mind, but if you fill this with a lot of blue and black spells, you'll get a lot of triggers from Circu. A card to synergize with Circu is Lantern of Insight. Be able to look at the entire table's top card, so that way you can not just willy-nilly shoot around the table, milling or exiling the top card of players' libraries. You can actually make strategic decisions and analyze threats on the table before you make your targets. A popular deck idea on EDHREC is, of course, a mill strategy, even though Circu really only can exile the top card of an opponent's library. Being able to exile is still very similar to mill. You are removing a player's library. So mill is very popular and very powerful in these colors. And then a fun, unique, weird build around. Since Circu is going to be exiling the top of our opponent's libraries, there is a creature subtype in the Eldrazi's called processors. There's not a lot of them, but I think it'd be fun to build an Eldrazi processor strategy where you are putting cards you exiled into your opponent's graveyards, and you can choose which ones, you know, give them a land or something if that's the most least threatening thing. And then you get to do these cool fun things. So Wasteland Strangler can shrink something, hopefully maybe kill it, with putting a card from exile into an opponent's graveyard. And then there are other processors that have like activated abilities, so you can do it repeatedly, which is really cool. And then of course you want to have other cards in there that care about blue and or black spells that you play. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Excuse me. Dire Undercurrents is a great example of this, because when blue creatures come into play, you'll be able to do something. When black creatures come into play, you'll be able to do something. So it has that similar vibe. Really cool stuff though. And that is going to do it for Circu Dimir Lobotomist. Really cool card. I've actually played with this card on and off for many years. It's very fun. It can draw a lot of hate depending on how you play it. Most of the time you're going to draw hate anyway, because people don't like losing their cards that they want to play with, right? So you can draw heat pretty quickly with this commander, so be prepared for that, but have a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I missed or I didn't talk about as far as deck ideas or card synergies. And if you want to be up to date on what's coming out as far as Magic the Gathering or any of my Let's Play videos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified when more videos come out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!